I was embarrassed of being in my body. I was embarrassed of being me. I started to begrudge myself. And devastatingly, it paralleled with another few incidences. Kakyo bulishna. Kisi ko nahi batana. Bengali and Hindi, it meant, don't tell anyone about our little secret. Don't worry, this is how relatives show love. You're modern. You should be open. Don't worry. If I wished you were born a little earlier, don't forget it's your fault. Don't forget you're a girl. Don't forget you had many relationships. It's sluttish. How dare you speak to other men? Why is your friend calling you darling? Why are you getting hearts on Facebook? Don't chide them. It's better to endure than to be raped. Shh. You will wake the others up. I'm just touching you there. You will like it. No. No, I won't. I didn't feel good. I didn't like it. I didn't like being forced. I didn't like being stopped from doing what I desired, and I don't still do. I felt sick, I felt depressed, and I felt afraid. It seems that the world had started me on gender one-on-one. I didn't feel like feeling that fear or guilt of being me. I wonder if education actually just generally robs us of us being our natural selves and our creativity. I was taught to comply, not to question, not to share my real feelings, not to be vulnerable. And it taught me to be really, really proud of my differentiators, being fair complexioned, being, English and confident, educated, virtuous girl, very studious, an Indian with rich relatives abroad, and being an Adarsh Larki who was really cultured and pure Hindu girl who didn't do smoke or who didn't do drugs. At the same time, being very shameful and almost guilty of being poor, from being a girl of a small town, being a girl who comes from a family with various cultural and backgrounds and influences. So I couldn't belong anywhere. I was smirked at being a feminist, broad-bodied or busty or having a big North Indian nose. I had my own unique style, but many people thought it was weird. People thought it was weird for me to see co-curriculars and academics as equal and choosing a social sector career. They thought it was weird, but what they didn't see is how much I worked to become a rank holder academically, an all-rounder and very talented person who actually did not want to go linear and wanted to follow her heart. I was made to feel guilty and fearful of being an angry girl who reacted violently to being eve-teased, to being someone who was angry at being touched or groped in public transportation, being sexually abused, and asked about my rate right in front of my university. I was made to feel guilty for exploring my sexuality and bisexuality, for loving a Muslim man that I could not marry. And throughout my life, I was being ashamed of being me and guilty of believing that I caused these things. At work and traveling abroad also, I learned to play hide and seek, hiding everything that people would judge me for and just seeking to make them happy. And despite unusual and heartbreaking and backbreaking efforts, talent, more than 20 hours of work, my colleagues, men and women, judged me for getting unusual annual promotions as return gifts. Interviewers applauded me for being the best, but then confirmed my offer only when I confirmed my marriage plans. And many of my international colleagues actually made me feel really proud of not being, like an Indian who lived, smelled, ate curry and spoke and, looked like an Indian. They felt that it was really good that I spoke amazing English, almost better than them. But was it really, or was it an insult to my identity as a global citizen, as an Indian, my roots, my culture? Realizing these existing and deep insults, ill treatments, and such disrespect and indignity on me and on every woman, and witnessing the silent endurance of mental and physical abuse on my mother has created an alter ego in me which is so disturbed and so destructive and so emotionless, disgusted, enraged. This instilled such deep inconfidence, low self-esteem, guilt, and huge body image issues in me, which will haunt me throughout my life. I walk around even now with a folder or a book to cover my busty body, and I cannot come to appreciate it because it symbolizes these years of salivating male gaze and this, constructed idea of beauty in society. I feel threatened. I feel threatened by this. I feel threatened by love, by men, by marriage. And at the same time, I feel deprived and so needy of genuine love that I actually fall into toxic relationships that spiral me down further. Well, I had enough. I'm done being afraid, guilty, and suppressed. I have several issues in my life, including depersonalization, depression, deep self-doubt that inhibits me to unlock my full potential as a talented woman. I need healing. And I realize that I'm not alone. Each one, man and woman alike, can relate to at least one, if not more, of my issues. I realized that I was empowered. And I was empowered enough to be the release even for my mother. As a Nichiren Buddhist, I learned that the lotus flower grows out of the muddy, messy, painful situations of life and society. I wanted to become that beautiful, sturdy, and inspiring lotus flower. I knew no differential gender, color, body shape, nationality, ethnicity as a child, and I refuse to accept them now, especially if they are constructed to create hate, to create a separation of me from the others, and to create hurt. I realize I'm not to blame, but rather I needed to take control and create that empowered definition of me and stop the spread of this disrespectful pandemic that robs a woman of her dignity, identity, and choices. I'm inspired by Shinichiro Makiguchi, a Japanese philosopher, who says that each person should be respected for their innate potential to not only overcome many challenges in their life and society, but to create value even out of nothing. Society and its influences instills fear and guilt and erodes every woman, especially of self-confidence and dignity in one way or the other. Changing society seems to be impossible, but it starts with me, and it starts with that person in front of me. Everyone, without exception, loves a hug, happiness, freedom, and hates to be fearful, sad, and judged by the fires of society. So just stop the burning. Stop burning yourself and others, and don't allow others to burn you. When we develop the confidence and courage to question what's not okay, not to fear, and we fight every day, then we will win every day. Let's live guilt-free.